Hello! So yes, we're following on from part 1 of the Pioneer Test server, and this is all about Advent of Heroes. This is going to be a longish video because we are going to be showcasing all 5 heroes, what they're going to be able to do, and obviously the skills that they have to offer. We don't know, as a little assumption here, if this Advent of Heroes is going to come to the game. If it does, I would love it, because free-to-play players each day, guys, each single day this logs in, you're able to claim a free universal and obviously some extra bits. You're all about the universals. As you can see, I've already claimed 2, and this is the 3rd day in a row, so we're claiming that 3rd one. And for a free-to-play player, these will add up to your account, especially when you're making, points in the Apex Arena and all the different expeditions and earning your medals for your account. So this is just another good way. If they add it in, I'd love to see it being added in. But then what's beautiful about the Advent of Heroes is you can preview all of the different heroes. So these are the next generational heroes coming to Age of Empires Mobile, guys. These are the ones that's going to follow on after you've completed your Seasonal 2 heroes, which is going to be like Lubu, Boudica, Yodit, Bellevue, Octavian, as well as Suleiman, right? So you've got those heroes all covered. Once you've done that, and we're getting to the next season, we don't know the timeline, we don't know any of that information yet, but you'll get access to these heroes. There's 5 brand new heroes to get access to, and they are really good, all of them in their own right. And it might be one of those things where you're going to start looking at this, especially as a free-to-play player, thinking, okay, I can earn quite a lot of good heroes now through the legendary Advent wheel, and I don't need to spend. And for that is really important, because the first one we're going to be talking about is Mansa Musa. He is a warrior pikeman, as you can see, and this hero is really freaking good. He's a support buffer, so for any of the free-to-play players, you could have had that Richard I going into Boudica and then Mansa Musa. If you don't want to run one of those heroes, you could be running, for example, Barbarossa for your account, or if you're a bit more of a spender, you could be running, again, Leonidas, right? So there's a load of different options that you can run, but Mansa Musa is definitely going to be one hero you're going to have in your lineup. He's a War Rage skill on the map. This is if he's the commander, so this is your commander main skill. I wouldn't personally use this. He's more of a support, meaning he's going to be in that 2nd or 3rd slot, but this does deal 2 damage to up to 2 enemy troops in a fan-shaped damage, which is nice, and it reduces enemies' commanders' armor, right? So you're going to just hit 2 enemies, you're just stripping a little bit of armor. There is better AoE in the game, so that's kind of why we're not going to be rocking this, right? But his actual signature skill, this is really good. After taking up to 12 normal attacks, and you can get 2 normal attacks per second, so you can see even in 6 turns, this can be basically triggered because each second is 1 turn in combat. You deal might damage to the enemy troop, which is a nice amount, and you reduce your troops' damage taken. What's so good about reducing damage taken? It's a flat amount. So if you're increasing this skill all the way up to level 40, it is going to do some really amazing work for your account. I do apologize, we can't show the signature skills at level 40 because we don't have access to that capability yet, but we can showcase the other skills you have access to. So Mansa Musa does have Vigilance and Metal. Metal is a pretty good epic one if you choose to save that. But we've got some really good skills here. Golden Odyssey seems to be one of the ones you're gonna have as a must pick, and it, to be honest, would replace Metal straight away. After your troop takes 12 normal attacks and it counts up to 2 times per second, again, just like your main signature skill, you recover your troops' units recovery rate, which is based on might bonus and armor bonus, which is kind of nuts, and increases the damage dealt by your commander. So now you've got Boudica increasing, obviously, the might of your commander with the highest might. Now you've got Mansa Musa that's actually increasing the damage dealt by the commander unit too, which means if you're running Richard I or Leonidas primary, they're going to be doing even more work because of their skill. So really powerful skill. You're definitely going to be wanting that. And if we click on the I button, you can hit the max rank and level 40 effects, and you can see it's 130% recovery rate with a 20% damage increase, right? Absolutely amazing skill there. Moving into the next one, this is Fearless Retribution. Everyone knows this skill. I would personally potentially put this on if you want even more recovery, but you also have tenacity for recovery. We don't really want that. I think the other two skills are better, but we do have King's Blade, and this is a good skill. Again, you can choose to deal might damage every 9 seconds and give a 46% chance, guys, to increase all of your heroes' damage by 30%. So Mansa Musa, your Richard, and technically your Boudica would all get buffed up from that. So you do have 3 amazing, technically legendary skills to choose from. Basically, Golden Odyssey is the must pick, and it's probably going to be down to testing what you want to do. Fearless Retribution for more of a selfish match, or King's Blade to be a bit more, buffing your main commander instead of actually, going for the long game. So that is Mansa Musa. Nicely covered there for you guys. You know what his skills are properly now and what he has access to. His 5 stars, if you're wondering, are increasing his actual main skill. So all 3 are going towards this upgrade. We just, again, don't know what it looks like until we have access to him. Mehmed II. Mehmed II, really good hero again. Warrior, infantry, and archer now. So you have, again, free-to-play players, a way to technically replace that good old King Derek or Josephine or one of those heroes that you might not be needing anymore because you've gone through, you've got your Attila, maybe you've got your Bellevue and you're waiting for someone else, right? So Mehmed II, again, support buff. His main skill here is actually a pretty good primary skill. I don't know if we're going to have him as a commander though. Maybe someone's smart enough to figure out the formation with infantry, but I don't see it in the archer role. And the thing is, his commander skill increases the damage dealt by nearby allied troops, and it's up to 3 troops. Your troops will be prioritized, meaning if you do have Mehmed II out there, and then you have 2 other marchers, basically all of your marchers are all going to be buffed up by this skill, which is really good. On top of that, upon taking skill damage, it recovers equal to a percentage of the damage taken, going up for 9 seconds. We will see this in other stages. I don't know if this is going to cap out like 10 or 15%, but there is a skill which you're going to see, a little spoiler here, that is a 20% or 25% heal. So really good hero here, actually buffing damage, getting people killed too, and healing for your account. Faith is once every 6 seconds there is a following a chance, and it's a 60% chance to trigger one of the effects, and these effects are checked separately, meaning you could get both. You could get both, or you could get 1, or you could get 0, which is very interesting because you will either reduce your troop damage taken or increase the damage dealt by your troops' active and secondary strike skills. So both of these, whatever you get, if it's 1 or 2, is insane. And the thing is, this lasts for 3 seconds, and this is every 6 seconds. So you only have a 3-turn downtime on this, basically, because it's 100% activation chance. There's no messing about here, right? Apart from the 60% on hitting both, basically, right? So really good hero again, Mehmed II. I think a lot of people are waiting for this guy to come out. And when it comes to his actual skills, again, you've got some really good options. I would honestly go with Owl's Lament. This is, again, his main skill that it comes with, right? So every 6 seconds, recover units, and upon taking skill damage, you can see there is a 75% chance to recover units equal to 25% of that damage taken. So you're basically cutting out a quarter of the damage, and that is quite a lot of damage to be cutting out and just healing back up for you, right? So this is Owl's Lament, really good skill for you. And if you choose to go down this recovery route, you do have Peaceful Haven to have even more damage taken reduction. So a really good combination there. If you don't want to go down that route with Mehmed, you do have Bloodthirst, which is damage and recovery, and King's Blade, again, really good support skill, just giving everyone more damage. So you can see, again, there's some really good options for Mehmed II, especially when it comes to these customizable skills, what you could be wanting for your warrior lineup. Now, Ramsses II. So the way you obtain this hero is through the Mightiest Governor event. Compared to every other one, you'll notice is a legendary advent wheel so far, and I know you guys are probably wondering, but yes, everyone else is legendary advent wheel so far, apart from Ramsses. Ramsses, though, is crazy, guys. I'm sorry, like, he's absolutely bonkers as a hero, especially in the infantry role. People are looking at him like this could be an insanely scary match out there, because when he's a commander, you do get an amazing commander skill. You reduce the movement speed of enemies, especially free enemies, in an area for a flat amount for 3 seconds. Then you enter the divine protection state, increasing your strategy by a flat amount and activating an additional signature skill once per second. This lasts for 9 seconds and gains initial rage. You can see the damage is reduced by 50% and cannot be purified. This is really important because you think, if he isn't running a damage-based skill, you're going to be just gaining multiple benefits, and that is what he's all about. So if you deal strategy damage to the enemy troop for the first 30 seconds of battle, each activation of a signature skill additionally recovers rage. So what you're seeing here is basically Ramsses is going to be able to reduce your march speed down with his commander skill, and then with his main skill and that commander skill, you're going to be able to deal some damage, and each extra damage source that you deal, an extra activation, you're gaining rage through both. So you are an absolute machine gun at doing so. The only thing is you have 30% activation chance when it comes to your main skill, so be aware of that. Right now, coming into the more skill section, we've got Flames of Genesis. This is going to be your main skill you will put on to your hero. Each time your hero activates their signature active skill, increase the hero's strategy by 30, this up to 6 stacks, meaning you get 180 strategy attribute points for free for all the times you're doing this. And then for every 3 activations of a signature active skill, the next one is going to be increased in damage by 25%. So you can see how this is definitely a must-pick skill for your Ramsses. But then you've got Ultimate Strategist, really cool, just damage, big damage hit if you want to go for that. High Spirit, again, increasing the activation chance. So if you want to make sure you are getting them off, you've got the High Spirit combo there. And then you also have Strategy Master's Gift. So you've got, honestly, a really good setup on activations, on infantry or on the archer lineup, depending on what way you want to run, as well as damage choices too for your skills. So those are your customizable skills for Ramsses, and all of them were at level 40 then. So again, if you want to go back, guys, you can just quickly go back, pause the video. It's no stress, right? You're gonna be able to do that. Saladin is another support rage cover, and like I said, this guy's gonna be through the legendary advent, and a lot of people are excited about this because this is the first actual martial cav that looks very scary to put with a number of heroes. You also get a martial archer dual class, meaning in the future, if you want to play a martial archer, which could be coming, well, you've got the support for him, because again, unfortunately, Saladin doesn't have a great commander skill here. This is just dealing free damage to free enemy troops. It's okay, it's nothing too crazy about it, but what he is all about is increasing or granting your troop rage per second and extra rage when your commander uses the signature active or signature secondary strike skills. So anytime you activate your active skill, or if you're potentially playing, for example, maybe like just to give it an easy rundown, like Hannibal or Mulan, that care about secondary strike skills, you're going to be triggering off this rage. And you can see when going into the actual numbers, it's only 0.47 per second, but this is at level 1. This goes all the way up to increasing their rage, right, by 6.32, and this triggers every 3 seconds. So I really do think this is going to be a powerful rage engine for any match. And I do think if you are looking at Saladin, is Saladin a good hero? Yes, he actually is. I think Saladin is going to be one of the easiest staples for martial cavalry and archers if you go down that route and if you want to play it down there. When it comes to his other skills, you can see we have Fervor and Enraged Strike. And the thing is, Fervor isn't too bad. It increases all of your heroes' might and armor and strategy, and it increases your troops' rage as well. So this is an epic skill that you have for free that you could be putting on. And then we've got Weak Spot Attack, which everyone kind of knows is the best kind of go-to consistent damage dealing ability. You've got Roar of Victory if you really want to deal some more damage and increase the rage even further, so you can really double up on that rage generation. You got Tactical Pursuit, which is increasing the damage of your strategy basically, and this is on a launched base attack, so over normal attacks is what it is. It's cool. And then War Tactics, deal strategy damage and recovers your troops. If you want my personal opinion on this, I do think you're going Raw Victory, Weak Spot Attack, or you're gonna go further with Raw of Victory, just doubling down on as much rage dump as you can. And the thing is, we will find out later down the line if it's worth it. Is it worth running further and Raw of Victory? Because we personally don't know if there's a rage per second cap in the game. So this is where maybe you only need to run one, but if there's no real cap, you can run two, and that could be crazy for machine gun skills. So that is going to be your Saladin, and the final and one hero I'm really excited for is Charlemagne. Charlemagne is a tactician, archer, and infantry user, and this is where people are gonna probably have mixed feelings on him, but I think this is gonna be an insane hero in the game, and you'll understand why when we get to his signature skill. His commander skill isn't too bad. It recovers your troops' units and increases their might and strategy by a flat amount, so it's not too bad. It's a nice percentage buff, so you're gaining that role. The thing is though, Charlemagne, as you notice if we come back out, is a support active user. Pretty much like everyone you've seen in this whole setup, barring Ramsses here, everyone is a support. So you're really going to be using these guys in the second or third slots. Charlemagne, though, is going to be that commander you want in the second slot. So there is two sections on him, and we're going to read the first section first because this is where the main power of him is. When you are acting as second in command, your commander will immediately use their signature active skill once. Then, if they're charging the skill and it enters the charging state, the skill is already completed. Basically, it immediately takes effect, and with the skill damage increase of 10%, right? And this goes up again each level. So this is what's kind of nuts, because with Charlemagne, you're able, as you can see, to immediately use another active signature skill. And what people are going to, as you can imagine, straight away is like Sun Tzu. Sun Tzu does enter a charging state, but with Charlemagne, you can actually bypass that, end it immediately, and just start double hitting people with damage. And he's absolutely disgusting to see that. You can also think this with YSS. I know people might not like YSS, but YSS for a free-to-play player, you may be looking at a tactician archer lineup. Well, just think of it. Charlemagne is going to allow you to hit that insane damage spike twice in a row too. So Charlemagne isn't a bad hero at all. You've got to figure out the best areas to put him in, and you really do need a commander to take advantage of, right? Because when you do go down to the second area, this is where it's a little bit lackluster, but when Charlemagne is acting as the commander, you increase the activation chance of the second in command signature active skills by a percentage amount for 6 seconds. So you are going to help if you're in the commander role, so position 1, anyone in position 2, but that's not as powerful as this first skill. This first skill is absolutely cracked. When it comes to the more skills though to him, I will be honest, it's a little bit lackluster on the customizable skills. I'm gonna be real. A lot of people are looking at it from a bloodthirst or war tactic point of view, depending on which one has the higher bonus and which one is beneficial to your good old friend Charlemagne. This is recovering your troops either way, so you depending on which one's going to be the one you go for. Especially if you go to max level 40, you can see it's some good damage and some good recovery. But we got configuration, and this is a burn effect. And if you wanted to, you could run configuration in archer setups, right? You do see this config combo, so it's not too bad to add this as a damage step for Charlemagne. But then you also have Earth's Crush, which is the damage and rout effect, which you see on infantries. So you can go down basically either way. One of the routes for archers, one for infantry, and then same with the damage capabilities. You've got one really good that's more tailored towards infantry players, one kind of tailored towards more archer players. I do hope there was better choices, I will be honest, but it is what it is. We can't have the best of the best always, especially when he has such an insane, powerful activation signature skill in his kit, right? So that is all of the 5 brand new heroes coming to Age of Empires Mobile. And you can see here, we've got again Mansa Musa, just to run it down again, support buffer, warrior pikeman. We've got Mehmed II, warrior support buffer. He's warrior infantry and archers. We've got Ramsses, who's tactician, infantry and archers. He's an attack and active user. Then you've got Saladin, support and rage recovery. He's martial, cav and archers. And we've just done Charlemagne. So those are all the heroes. Those are the customizable skills that you can have on all of those heroes in the game. And honestly, I am looking forward to seeing what we're going to be doing, because I'm going to be doing some more testing live on the Pioneer test server. Maybe it's still going on as this video goes live, and if it does, check it out, right? Because we're going to be doing all of these heroes when they come out on the Legendary Advent wheel, so we can use them and see if they're good or bad, right? So with that, smash a like, comment and subscribe, guys. It's been me, MrSneakyy, covering the brand new heroes and the advent of heroes on the Pioneer test server. And if you've enjoyed it, stay safe, guys. Stay sneaky. Smash a like, share the video, and let's get on with the next one.